Hello everyone, this is Dr. Madhuri from Team MDS Conquer. So in this video, we'll see about the chronic inflammation. So in chronic inflammation, the important things you have to read are the granuloma formation, its pathogenesis and the composition of granuloma, and even they can ask the examples of granulomatous disorders. Okay, so if we take this chronic inflammation, may occur after it will follow the acute inflammation, or recurrent attacks of acute inflammation may result in this chronic inflammation, or even this chronic inflammation can occur in the de novo, like in the example is your tuberculosis. Because of the low pathogenicity, that infection may occur in the de novo. So these are the types of like etiology of the inflammation, like acute inflammation follows chronic inflammation, follows acute inflammation, or chronic inflammation occurs in the de novo. So in this thing, if you take the classification, there are of two types: conventional classification and the histological classification. So you can see here in the conventional classification, it may be of a specific or a non-specific type, whereas in histological classification, it's a chronic non-specific or a chronic granulomatous. So here comes the granulomatous inflammation, that is in the histological variety. So you can see here this granuloma, it is a well circumscribed thing, and the diameter will be of 1 mm. And you remember the epithelioid cells present in the granuloma or the modified macrophages. So this is the pathogenesis of the granuloma. If there is any cell injury, so usually in this for the formation of the granuloma, because of the cell injury, and because there will be of a failure to digest the agent. If there is any failure of digesting the injurious agent, it will result in the weak acute inflammatory response. So if there is no correct digestion of the injurious agent, there is a weak acute inflammatory response, and because of this weak acute inflammatory response, there is the engulfment by the macrophages. So even though there is engulfment by the macrophages, because there is a weak acute inflammatory response, because of this, the injurious agent will persist. So because of this persistence, there may be a T cell immune mediated response or a poorly digestible agent. All these things will activate the CD4 T cells, which will release these lymphokines, growth factors, and also activate the monocyte chemotactic factor. And because of this activation, there will be accumulation of tissue macrophages. Okay, and also there will be of proliferation of the T cells, accumulation of tissue macrophages, and also the proliferation of T cells, and this will make macrophages activated. Okay, this will make the macrophages to activate by interferon, and this macrophages will transform into the epithelioid giant cells, and there will be secretion of fibroblastic proliferating cytokines. All these things will form the granuloma. So this is mainly because of the weak inflammatory response, which leads to the formation of which leads to the activation of macrophages, and the macrophages will turn into a modified epithelioid cells called as giant cells, which is seen in the granuloma. And the composition of granuloma is very important. It consists of epithelioid cells, multinucleated giant cells, lymphoid cells, and the necrosis and the fibrosis. And these are the systemic complications or the systemic effects of the granulomatous inflammation, which includes fever, leukocytosis, anemia, increased ESR rate, and even the amyloid deposits can be seen. So here in this table, you have to remember the examples. Okay, on the examples, these are the examples of chronic granulomatous infections. Bacterial infections include tuberculosis, leprosy, syphilis, granuloma inguinale, brucellosis, cat scratch disease, tularemia, and glandus disease. All these are the bacterial granulomatous infections. If you go to the fungal, see, remember here actinomyces, they given as a mycosis. It is a bacterial infection. So it is also a granulomatous bacterial infection, and the fungal infections, like all fungal infections, will be your granulomatous infections. And coming to the parasitic infections that like schistosomiasis and miscellaneous like sarcoidosis, silicosis, berylliosis, foreign body granulomas, all these comes under the examples of the granulomatous diseases which you have to remember for your exam. So that is the brief thing about the chronic inflammation where you have to remember the granuloma formation. And finally, I would conclude that remember you should surround yourself with the people, okay, who will only lift you higher, and get away from all the people who will discourage you, and always stay positive and keep going.